The moment that I stopped booking sales calls was the moment that I started loving my business again. So if you hate sales calls too, in this video here, I'm going to walk you through the exact process to eliminate sales calls, free up your calendar, and start converting leads into clients in the DMs and through email with nothing more than a simple Google Doc offer that looks like this right here. So I want to start by kind of giving you a high-level overview of the customer journey, like the path that the lead goes through from cold all the way to sold. And then we're going to get into like the nitty gritty of what actually makes this process work. So the entire system is really as simple as this: one ad, one daily post, one daily story, one daily email, and one offer doc like I just showed you. So each of these 5 steps here are very important to the success of this process here. Now we want to start with using ads because they are predictable and they are controllable. With the right messaging and the right targeting, we can get our content in front of the right people at the right time, which means that when they eventually do see our offer, they're going to have a much higher likelihood of converting into a client. Unlike with organic marketing and only relying on social media algorithms, where your content just kind of gets shown to a lot of the wrong people, which then kind of causes you to waste a lot of time in the DMs with bad fit leads. Next, we're going to use one daily post and one daily story. Both of those are going to have a call to action offering a free lead magnet. Now, those 2 steps there do 3 really important things. Number 1, it starts a DM conversation with the lead, with the prospect. And conversions happen in conversations. So that is going to be the best chance that we have of turning a lead into a client if we can get them into a conversation with us. Number 2, the lead magnet that we're offering them is going to be a long form piece of content, kind of like this video right here, which builds massive amounts of trust very quickly. Number 3, that lead magnet should also add them to your email list where we can continue to nurture the prospect. We can send them more long form content. We can kind of just use a bunch of different tools to speed up the trust building process. Step number 4 is that we're going to send 1 email per day to our list. Now, email is really, really important because it allows us to reliably and predictably reach our leads every single day, unlike the randomness and the unpredictableness of social media algorithms. Email is also really great for building trust too, because with email, we can tell longer stories. We can share behind the scenes stuff. We can do deeper dives into our principles and our philosophy, which builds trust and it gets the leads to know us and like us as well. Plus, with email, every single day, we are going to make some sort of an offer for the prospect to take a step towards us and work with us in some manner in a coaching program. So all 4 of those first steps there are pulling leads towards us and kind of pushing them down the funnel towards our offer, getting our offer in front of those people, while at the same time building trust and warming them up so that they're kind of pre-sold and ready to buy. And if we do all those steps there right, when they get to step 5, we just simply send them our Google Doc offer, like this right here, which is just 4 to 5 pages of text, kind of breaking down how the coaching process works and kind of explaining the details. And if we did those 4 steps right, very well, then ideally 3 to 4 people out of every 10 people are going to say, I'm in. Then you send the payment link and they become a client. Simple as that. So that is the simplified version of the customer journey. And it is extremely simple, but it works. That is the exact process that has taken 2 of my coaching businesses in different niches to over 20K per month, one of them up to 30K per month. I've helped dozens of other clients pass the 20K per month as well with this process. It is simple, but it works. But the real magic that makes this entire Sell by Chat system, this process work, is it really comes down to an important shift that kind of happens on this below the surface level that's not really obvious from just kind of looking at the process from the outside. So if you want to be able to sell and sign high ticket clients in the DMs or directly through email, there really needs to be a strategy and a mindset shift that happens to go from a sales driven business to a marketing driven business. Now, what is the difference? In a sales driven business, the only thing that really matters is the sales call itself. With a sales-driven business, all of the content, the ads, the marketing, they don't really matter all that much, to be honest. Their only job is to push people towards that sales call. And then when a prospect gets on a sales call, they get hard sold, they get persuaded, and let's be honest, in a lot of cases, manipulated into buying through ruthless objection handling. So the content and the marketing that you put out into the world with a sales-driven business, it can kind of be half-assed because the sales call is doing all the heavy lifting for the entire business. Now, this sales-driven model, this strategy, does work. I ran my previous business this way for the first 5 years, and it is the same strategy that the majority of coaches are still using today. But I'm guessing if you're watching this video right now, you're probably like me, and that sales-driven strategy doesn't align with you for whatever reason, whatever your reason is. So you are here to eliminate sales calls. Now, how do we get rid of that model? How do we exchange that strategy for a marketing-driven business model? Well, since we no longer have the sales call doing the heavy lifting for us, our content and our marketing needs to do all the heavy lifting for us before the prospect ever sees the offer. So they need to come to us pre-sold. They need to already know you, like you, and trust you. And I'm sure you've heard that before. You've heard that everybody needs to know you, like you, and trust you before, but nobody's actually told you how to do it. So let's change that now, because this is the absolute key to being able to sell without sales calls and have leads come to us pre-sold. Number one, how do you get prospects to know you? So most people actually confuse this. They confuse this with trying to be relatable and just kind of oversharing their personal life to kind of let people know you. And I do believe that there is some value to that, but that's not the know that is the most important, right? Getting them to know you in the way that we want doesn't really have to do with getting them to know you as a person. While that is still important, disclaimer, I do believe that is important. What we really want, we want the prospects to know why they should choose you out of all the thousands of other options that are available to them, whether that's people, other coaches in your niche, whether it's other ways they can solve the problem, other solutions to their problem that might not be you, right? We want them to know why they should choose you out of all the other options that they might have, right? So the solution to that is where branding comes into play, and branding plays the biggest role in getting them to know you. When branding is done right, it should position you as the category of one and completely separate you from all the other competition, from all the other options available to your prospects. You do that by showcasing how you and your methods or your systems or your strategies are uniquely different from all the other options available to them, right? So an important thing, or the thing to understand here is like, when you are working on building your category of one and positioning yourself, don't try to position yourself as better than the competition, right? That just puts you in the same category as them. And when you start comparing yourself to other people, I'm better than him, or I'm better than what everybody else does, or I'm better than this strategy, all that does is it makes you start competing on price and features, which is a lose-lose game for everybody. So the best way to position yourself as the unique and different choice is to share your contrarian views, your contrarian values, your contrarian beliefs to let other people see how you think and see how you act differently than the status quo in your niche. That is going to position you as the obvious choice for your prospects, and that gets them to know why they should pick you. So that's step number one. Next, how do you get your prospects to like you? Again, this is often mistaken for just oversharing your personal life stuff, and your entire social media presence kind of just becomes a blog all about me, 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 me. But that doesn't get people to actually buy from you. That just gets them to like you as a person. Instead, you want to get your prospects to like the idea of working with you. That's what we're going for here. And you do that by crafting a sense of authority for yourself in your niche. Now, there are 3 things that we can do to start building authority. Number 1, shifting beliefs. So I want you to think about what beliefs your prospects needs to stop believing to see you as the obvious choice, and what beliefs do they need to start believing to actually make that choice and hire you as their coach. Number 2, pre-handling objections. So since you are no longer doing sales calls anymore, you kind of lose the opportunity to to handle any objections at all, because if you're having a sales conversation in the DMs, you present the offer, and if for whatever reason the prospect has, they don't like that offer, they're just going to ghost you. They're not going to give you objections. They're just going to disappear, and you'll never hear from them again. So if we want to increase our conversion rate and be able to sell in the DMs and through email, we need to have all the objections that the prospect might have pre-handled before they ever see that offer. So we do that with our content and our marketing, and by doing that, it's also going to position you as the authority. Number 3, sharing proof. Nothing is going to position you as an authority as well as sharing tons and tons of social proof. So this can be client results, success stories, testimonials, transformations, case studies, screenshots of wins, anything and everything that you have. The more the better, just share it all. So using those three micro strategies there are going to help you build an authority and get your prospects to like the idea of working with you particularly. Lastly, number 3, how do you get your prospects to trust you? Because nobody's going to buy from you. Nobody's going to send you money over the internet when they just met this stranger online if they don't trust you. So we have to do everything in our power to build massive amounts of trust before they ever see your offer. So how do we do that? How do we build massive amounts of trust? Well, Google actually released a study a couple of years back that gave us the answer to this question. So according to that study from Google, before a prospect buys from a person or a brand online, on average, they need to consume 7 hours of content across 11 touch points in 4 different locations. So how do we do that? The best way and the fastest way to do that is by creating a bingeable library of long-form content, a content ecosystem. The goal is to get as much content as possible in front of your prospects before they ever see your offer. So that is the system and the strategy that makes this entire Sell by Chat system work. If you have a simple system that takes leads from cold to sold, and you have a marketing and a content strategy that pre-sells them on saying yes to your offer, then the offer doc itself doesn't really need to do anything special or magic. It's literally just 4 pages of text that covers 5 important things. Number 1 is the promise, which is like the result that you're going to help that you're promising the prospect is going to get if they choose to work with you in the coaching program. Number 2 is the plan, which is how you're going to help them achieve that result. Number 3 is the path, which is helping the prospect kind of future pace themselves to see themselves going through the journey of working with you so they can start picturing in their mind being successful and achieving the milestones along the way. Number 4 is the price, which is pretty self-explanatory. Lastly, number 5 is some sort of persuasion. This can be like urgency, scarcity, guarantees, bonuses, that kind of stuff. That's it. There's nothing really crazy in here at all. And if you want to make this part even easier for you, I will let you steal my offer doc templates. I'll even give you a copy of my most profitable offer doc ever, which is from my previous coaching business that sold a little over $300,000 through the DMs and through email. You can just copy and paste these offer docs, personalize them for your business, and you'll have an asset that you can use to eliminate sales calls forever. So I will drop a link to my offer templates below, somewhere below this video here, which also includes a few bonus masterclasses on my complete Sell by Chat system. So you can grab those if you want to save some time and save months of trial and error, or you can just kind of create your own offer doc based on those 5 principles that I just went over there. Either way, I hope this training was very insightful and helpful for you, and hopefully this moved you one step closer to never ever having to do another life-sucking, energy-draining sales call ever again.